Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My guest today, I met this dude. I've seen this dude many times in the salsa scene, in the music industry already, but I met him in the flesh when I used to work for the city and county of San Francisco. It's called the San Francisco Human Services. And for some reason, he looked familiar, and they went to my office. Him and his crew, they were trying to install computers. Yeah, they were installing some computers because I think that's his business on the side. And then we got to talk about Avance. And at that time, they were not playing together. And he told me that, hey, we're coming back. And that's how I met Armando Cordova Jr., who is the co-founder of Avance, Grupo Avance. Welcome, Armando.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you, man? Thanks for having me. What's up?
Oh, man, I've been wanting to interview you. This is my second attempt, as you know.
Right, I don't know what happened last time. It's been a crazy year, right? So
it's definitely crazy, brother. I know that you are the co-founder of Avance, but I also know that you're one of the main vocals for Pacific Mambo Orquestra, who happened to have won the Grammy in the first album.
That's right.
And then Pacific Mambo Orchestra came with the second album, which the majority of the vocals is you.
Is it?
I think it is.
Well, yeah.
I think it is.
Talking about the live? Are you talking about the live Stern Grove one?
Yeah.
There was. Yeah, we did a lot of. There was a lot of. Typically in the live setting, we have to do more work.
Yeah.
So Alexa and I at the time were the ones doing a lot of the vocal work. But yeah.
One thing I never could understood, brother, is the way a Bay Area band and musician works. You know what I mean? What I never understood, because me coming from a dance perspective and not really the music perspective, is that, okay, so you form your own band, you come up with a name, but yet you hire people from the same circle. Does that make sense? And then
you're going down a very road that
I could never understand that, but in the same way, I can understand it at the same time,
Yeah, the thing is that the Bay Area, what I found out in the last, I want to say maybe in the last 10 years, maybe even more, but in the last 10 for sure, the Bay Area has really been the hotspot for tropical music in terms 100%. Of salsa. And in terms of bands, and even I'll say more West Coast, right?
Yeah.
Because in the East Coast, it kind of went, like fully urban. A lot of the bands that are out there, and I have friends out there, they're kind of the same thing, but it's a smaller circle because obviously the clubs over there are next to non-existent. Like in New York, for example, you go to Miami. I went to Miami in 2016, and there was literally only about 2 or 3 places you can go. Now, granted, the musicians are awesome there, but you have to think about this. You have 2 or 3 bands, and you have a surplus of musicians there that are awesome. Whereas here, you have I don't know how many bands.
Yeah.
And the surplus is not the same. So you're going to find that dynamic where a lot of the same players play in different bands. And
not to mention just like acting, we got actors we got what we call a quote unquote starving actors. We have a lot of starving musicians in the Bay Area who are freaking badass.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. There was a time when you and I came up back in the mid to mid 90s where there were clubs, there was work. There was a point where I was out of work, like with my day job, where all I did was music, and there was enough jobs to have that. It was more than just supplemental income. It actually was the income. And
but that's kind of hard work for you guys, though, because it's like, okay, you guys are minimum. You guys are making minimum of $100 to $500 a gig, each one of you. That is, and when I think about it, I was like, that's kind of hard work, man, because you're there on stage playing for 2 sets.
Well, it used to be 3.
Oh my God.
It used to be 3. And then even back in the older days, you'd go to one club, play your 2 or 3 sets, and then you go to like Caesars, for example, at 2
Yeah.
in the morning, and they used to close, which is Acapulco now. They would close at 6. You know, those are the days where you just keep going. And
Yeah, those were the days when the 2 o'clock curfew is not implemented in the clubs.
Right.
That is.
Right. So I mean,
And you just mentioned Caesar's Palace, and you're talking about Rocopulco, which is now Rocopulco. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, back in those days, you just went from one club to the other, and you know, if Caesar was in a good mood, he'd pay you for that.
Interesting.
You know, got there early enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know,
That's the
everyone
first
went through.
time. That's the first time I've seen you guys as Avance at Rocopulco nightclub. But at that
Really?
time, yeah, at that time the name was already Rocopulco, and they had a Telemundo salsa competition.
That's right.
Did you
Wow.
remember that? And
Yeah, I remember that.
all of the dancers, were there. They were nobody then,
Yeah. I think Ava Apple was there.
Yeah. Ricardo
Wow.
and Michelle.
Yeah. Oh my
John
God.
and Liz,
That's right.
So I remember that you guys did the competition with them live. That was awesome, dude. And
Yeah.
I think that was probably the only competition in the Bay Area where the prize money was a lot.
I don't remember the prize money. I know we didn't get any of it.
No, it was a lot. It was like I think it was like $5,000 or something.
Oh wow. Oh, okay.
That's why all of the big names were there, the competitors,
Yeah.
And
No, that was a fun gig though. I remember it was a long gig. It was long.
That's how I've gotten to know you guys, because when I was young in salsa, my love was, of course, as you know, Mark Anthony, which means salsa romantica, And so when I heard you guys, like, dude, because
depending on the time of day, whether or not it's salsa romantica.
This is true. This is very true. This is very true. Well, they could call it commercial salsa or whatever, This is very true, because at that time, Mark Anthony, which I love his voice, Victor Manuel, I kind of like him, but I didn't like his voice.
It's the same shop though.
Yeah,
they come out of the same shop. So I mean, it's like,
but then
Gary Rivera, Johnny Rivera, all those guys back then, Yeah.
Yeah, all of the guys. My experience with salsa music is that when you have a unique voice like that, like Victor Manuel, you get popular because for some reason you could manipulate that voice and make it into something unique. Not to mention the other guy who, when he sings, he sounds like he has flu or colds. What's his name? I forgot.
Nadio? Or
No. It's like I forgot his name. It'll come to me. But bro, have you had voice training?
Well, no, I've been singing with. So
it's all been natural. It's a self-taught, yeah.
Yeah, well, I come from a family of musicians, and so I was playing in a family band which played salsa, cumbia, merengue, the old style bachata.
Yeah.
When I was 11 years old. So I've been playing in the nightclub scene since pretty much 11 years old. La Fuente.
Because you can hit a note, bro. You can hit a note, dude.
No. I've always tried to have the sing in key, right? And that's always been my thing that I strive to always do, is right. It's not just a freestyle melody, but in the key, and try to stay as in tune as possible.
Not just that. Not only you can hit a key, you could manipulate your voice. You know what I mean? You could control.
My background is R&B as well. So
okay.
So I like to kind of fuse all that stuff together. It helps. It definitely does. Because salsa can be demanding, and also, to be honest, sometimes can be very cookie cutter boring. And I mean that with all due respect, meaning in the fact where where the song starts, the middle, and where it's gonna go. You always know those same things, right? So how do you make it? That's why a lot of people gravitated to Mark Anthony, because he had and has he has a balladeer style of
totally
singing,
different, yeah,
but with power.
Yeah,
that's the difference. If you listen to like a Jerry Rivera or even Oscar de Leon. Oscar de Leon's like, he's punching you the whole time.
Yeah, he is punching you the whole time.
Tapping and punching and that's it. I love that.
Yeah,
that's that whole very percussive. And if you ever listen to Oscar de Leon sing a ballad, it's a completely different character.
Interesting.
If you ever listen to him, he has some beautiful ballads.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
But you
okay.
guys have done this to Avance music, bro.
Yeah.
'Cause your music is diverse. I mean, you know, at one point there you play Shaky Shaky, which to some people it's like, what is that? It's like, and then to some Cuban dancers, like, yeah, that's our dance, man. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. That was intentional. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and that was all, you know, I have to say that Incontrolable was, and the reason why I named it that was because everything that came out of that album was born out of the clubs. Whereas before it was a production and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then like Shaky Shaky was something that Carl Perazzo came up with, you know, at the end of a show.
I know.
You know, Incontrolable came out of Jorge Pomar. Every time he kept playing that Led Zeppelin thing, just playing around. And then one day I said to him, that would sound good as an intro.
Yeah.
You know, but let's change it for copyright's sake because we need to get permission. So we'll change a couple of notes here and there, but it'll have that vibe. And that's how Incontrolable was.
You know, most of the DJs, when they play salsa songs, they cut the intro right away because some dancers hate that, right? So I was dancing one time in Cafe Kokomo and they played that intro with Incontrolable. I was like, what the fuck is that?
That's
pretty
the reaction.
good, you know?
That's the reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea is to kind of Avance. You know, when Avance first came out, we were kind of a hybrid because there were bands before that attempted to do, you know, and I say attempted because I've always said this. You know, if you're gonna do bilingual, it always sounds weird when you hear the person sing in English and know it's not their first language. It just it has a really weird vibe to it.
Yeah.
And in some cases, it kind of cheesy, right? That I can't use another word.
Yeah.
When we came along, we were able to, you know, Spanish is my second language, but I'm fluent and I can hold conversations and, you know, all that. But even back then in 92, you know, I was less fluent then, but I can get away with it. You give me the words, I know how to say them.
Sure,
I know how
sure.
you know, so having the ability to sing both in English and Spanish gave us a different kind of edge from a lot of the other bands because we did it, and when we did the English stuff, we owned the language, right?
Yeah.
And it still had that feel, that groove. So it allowed us to experiment with different kinds of themes. You know, there was a time where I was in my 80s thing. I want to see, let's do some stuff from New Edition and then we did the 90s with some NSYNC and let's see how that all works. And I mean, you know,
have you ever considered The Voice or American Idol or all of this?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Which one?
I went to the very first, not The Voice. I'm sorry. I did X Factor.
Oh, X Factor's no good, bro.
But I did it the first season.
Yeah.
And I found out a lot about those shows, man. That's.
Oh yeah.
It's just not. I gotta have one arm, be dying of cancer, have my dad who left.
Something like that. Yes.
I have to have some story.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
I was there literally almost 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I went through the phases. So I went through the audition phases. I didn't know that there were like 12 audition phases before you actually see a judge.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God.
I went to the wrong one, man. The Voice is
The Voice wasn't there at the time.
Yeah, The Voice, in my opinion, is more realistic because they don't see you. And if they like your voice, they turn around. Right. They don't need to hear your fucking story to turn around. You know what I mean?
Right. But a story helps. It helps rating.
Story helps later on when you introduce yourself.
Yeah. You know. I kind of really got, you know, the reason why I did X Factor was because, you know, American Idol, I was too old.
Yeah.
You know, they had that age restriction at the time. And when I did it, I went in with so much energy and I left completely like just, hell no. There's no way, you know, when you see, and not only that, I left with people that were just incredible voices that didn't even get through. And I'm
Right.
like, well, why? What was your excuse?
Yeah.
Maybe I was here, 48 hours, and they had me sing. They say come in there with 3 songs, and okay, I got my 3 songs, and as I kept going, the judges kept changing. Oh, can you add another song? Oh shit, let me think of something right now, And my last song that I just came out with, I was like, well, let me do Air Supply. That's all I was in my head. And of all songs, I did the song that goes the highest.
The
After
highest.
being
Yeah.
there all the time, and I pulled it off.
Yeah.
But after that, I was like out of gas. I said,
Yeah.
I can't keep going if they want me to keep going. And I think I did one more, went back to my other songs and waited again. And then they just used to say, I mean, I think I went through like 9 rounds.
Mm. Let me tell you why you do well in The Voice, particularly The Voice USA. 2 of the judges there like Spanish songs. No competitors.
You're trying to convince me to do it, aren't you?
No competitors. No competitors that are singing Spanish did ever do good. You know why? They didn't have a good voice. they didn't have a good voice. That's number 1. But you have that voice, and in the finale, semifinal, you surprise him with fucking English songs. Yeah, they would go crazy. I mean, it's all strategy, dude.
I haven't. I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons, and the thing about it is that I think there was a time where it was just so flooded with all those shows.
Yeah.
That I got really just very nauseated with the whole idea.
Yeah. The key there is connecting to the coach, where the coach could connect you with everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot of work. From what I
Absolutely.
understand, you have to sign a NDA, and you're like, you're committed to that. In some cases, you can't work.
Yeah, like Kelly Clarkson was committed to that for a year. The first album had made a lot of money, but it wasn't hers.
No, it was all Clive Davis. And
that motherfucker makes a lot of money.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
So tell me, what's the status of Avance now?
Well, Avance is no more.
Really? Is this real? Hey, bro, is this really it? Because I know you do this. You do this all the time. You guys.
No. We take breaks.
Okay. All right.
In this case, it's no more. I mean, for me, I started my own project back in 2015.
Yes.
And I what ended up happening was I was really, really excited about it, and I really put so much into it. It was probably like a decade into making it because of Avance. I had to kind of, make the time for my own stuff.
Sure.
And when it came out, I realized that I couldn't promote it the way I wanted to. I couldn't put a band together the way I wanted to and commit to that, because I was working, and then Avance, and then also doing studio work. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not going to ever be able to do this. You couple that with what you talked about, the environment of the bands, where
correct.
At some point I started looking at other bands, and I'm going, well, that's 3/4 Avance already. How, and I'm always trying to, okay, let's get a new repertoire. Let's change it up. And when you're having an inconsistent, one of the things that Avance has always been known for is a consistent lineup in terms of musicians.
Correct.
We had 4 that kept the quality of the music where it needed to be. When that starts suffering, not because you don't have good musicians, but because you don't rehearse and nobody knows the parts, and you go from, okay, well, now you're playing timbales today, but today you're going to play congas because our timbal player is playing with another band, or he's gone, or whatever it may be. Then what happens is, I'm, as musical director at that time, because usually the musical director is Carl when he's here. When he's on, that is me. So to be trying to get everyone together and on the same bus that you're on, it just gets more difficult, more frustrating, more exhausting. And last but not least, I'm not enjoying singing because I'm not singing. I'm doing something else. I'm trying to keep it together. Yeah. And that just got, for me, I just got exhausted with that. And I started working on new material and it was gaining traction, and I just found it more rewarding for me to just go in that direction and work on my stuff in a way where I was in control of it.
I checked some of your new stuff, dude. It seems to me, okay, you have some good songs there. I only found some on iTunes. Don't see it on Spotify.
No, I'll send you the link.
Your website, cordobamusic.com, it's on sale for $2,500, dude.
$2,500?
$2,500. Why did you give that up?
No, that must be a typo. I need to check that out.
Cordobamusic.com, on sale for $25.95.
I'll check that out.
That's funny, dude.
No, because I've never even, they're all, but there is, the only one that's an album is Hasta el Fin. That's one. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that was, $12 or something. The rest of them are all individual downloads. So I don't know.
Got it.
Like, I'll check that out today because
check that out because not too many people go to iTunes anymore. They go to Spotify or other stuff now.
I'm on Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music.
What are you on Spotify?
If you're looking for Armando Cordova, it's not it. It's Cordoba.
Cordoba only, yeah?
Yeah, I can send you the link and you'll see.
I like it. There's a ring to that name, just Cordoba. Even if you were to form a band, it's perfect.
Well, there is a band now, and
all of the songs that you sang that are should we categorize them rock in español? No, it's just how do we categorize them?
Well, I would say urban pop.
Urban pop.
Only because,
dude, you can convert all of them to salsa. I could see that.
Oh no, and the thing is, Rodney, I'm still doing salsa under my name.
I know.
I have some other ones that I just released last month as well. And what I'm just doing is I'm now, getting arrangers. Eric Peralta is a great arranger here in the Bay Area. I also got Ramon Sanchez, who's done Mark Anthony, who's done Victor Manuel over and over. He's the MD for Jerry Rivera and Gilberto Santa Rosa. So, I've been in networks with lots of the musicians, not only here but Miami, Puerto Rico, Cuba. So
look, bro, if there's ever a voice from the Bay Area that would make it mainstream, meaning mainstream, I'm talking about commercial. So I know there's a stigma about commercial salsa. So who gives a fuck? It's about money.
I don't give a shit.
But it would be you because you have one of the best voice in the Bay, I could say. I've been in the salsa for a long time, and some people tries to sing Mark Anthony songs. Like, dude, don't try to sing that because you can't reach that note, and all of that stuff. But I've seen you sing some high note song, dudes. Like, whoa, that dude could do it, But I think that you could do it. It's just a matter of planning and strategy. And don't give up, dude. Don't give up.
That's the hard part nowadays because before you had a record company and that's who you kind of try to audition for.
Oh, wait. How did Justin Bieber ever get popular? Come on.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. No, but I mean we're old school, man.
Yeah, I know.
And again, and the thing is that one of the things that I've found the most and it's fun. I'm glad you told me what you told me because that in terms of where you found my stuff, because when I put stuff out there, I don't know if you're on Instagram, I don't know if it's just Facebook.
I'm all over the place. Every time I interview somebody like you, I research first, dude.
Okay, because I always advertise with all of those with all digital platforms. So if it's not getting to you, I have concerns. So I have to make sure that everyone is seeing what they need to be seeing.
Yeah.
But getting back to my point, old farts like us, man, the whole social media thing. I mean, you were doing it probably a little before.
Salsa Gang was the first Facebook of all fucking dancing,
But you knew the time.
Yeah.
And just investment in being relevant and staying up to date. That gets hard.
Yeah.
Especially if you have another career, if you got work, you got kids, you got, kids in college, all that shit. And you're still doing the music on top of that. For me, having to disconnect from my creative side and go into the business side of it, that's always been a hard part for me, because back in the day when I was signed to like a Motown or something, that was handled. All I had to do was come in and produce and sing. That's it.
Yeah.
Now you got to wear all the hats, you know? And yeah, Justin Bieber, yeah, whatever he was, 9 years old, he could stay and tinker in front of the computer for hours.
Yep.
Sure. You know, we didn't have that, you know? So it's definitely, it's trying to get accustomed to the new way of marketing. And
I agree. And, you know, I know some of us old farts refuses to go with the flow, the new flow, you know.
yeah.
I as you know, I'm not one of them. I just discovered TikTok and all of this.
I can't get into TikTok. I'm sorry.
I have to get into it, dude.
I tried. The thing is just, it's so time consuming. It's so, you know, I did one, I've done 2 TikToks.
Yeah.
And my kids helped me do it. I was like, you guys do it. I mean,
You know who my compass is? You know, my compass is my wife. My wife is 20 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
And so she gets into all of these things. I was like, I have to get into all of this things.
Well, see, yeah, okay. Well, then there you have it. You know,
I'm like 54 years old. She's 34.
Oh, wow.
I met her when she was.
Man.
I met her when
we
she
were
was
closer.
22, bro. Yeah.
Wow, man.
We didn't know our ages until we lived together. You know, Asians. You know, we look like fucking 12. But
oh my God.
how do you write songs? What inspires you first?
Oh, wow. It comes in different forms. It's funny you said that, because yesterday I was working on a tune, and it all started with just melody first.
Yeah.
When I am always looking for a hook, always looking for something where if I hear this, will other people sing it? So it starts there, and if it has and I'll just la it, you know, and I go, oh, that sounds good. That melody sounds good. Now, what do I want? What do I want that hook to say? What do I want it to be about? And I recently lost my dad in August, and it turned out that it started out as a kind of like a woman or partner leaving you.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just fell into my dad leaving, you know, and I've got the hook down. Now what I need to do is come up with the chord progression and structure and melody for the verses leading into the hook. And usually that's how it works. You'd be surprised, you know, if I look in my phone, I have these recordings of me lying songs that turn out to be, you know, like Incontrolable, or turns out to be like
so when you come up with those ideas, you save them right away, right?
I record them. I just record and I'm going la 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 la. I'll do that, and then you know, then dime cuántas noches tengo. Then I write the lyric based on the melody, you know, and the phrasing.
That's kind of the key, because in all art, whether you're a pianist, a composer, a promoter, an entrepreneur, you have this notepad, because your brain is like a machine, dude. It's not going to repeat itself. You have this short-term memory, and most of the creative ideas you have, you know, coming from a psychology background, is short-term memory. You gotta write them down, otherwise you're never gonna tap into them again. You know?
It's funny you say that, because I believe that a lot of times it's backwards thinking, because you know what the ultimate idea is, so you have that. Now you got to work backwards to try to make that happen, right?
Yeah.
So you know, oh, this is what I want it to sound like. Okay, now how do I get it there? You know, how do I get there? Now I got to go backwards now, because here's the goal. I've already established the goal. I know what I wanted to be. Now I got to work backwards, you know.
Good. And I know that you most of the Avance song you wrote them with Carl or some other members that you have, or
depending on the song, a lot of the arranging was myself and Carl and Mike Renta. So,
okay. And you guys have some of the memorable songs in Avance. Uh, it's just too bad that I couldn't find your two old albums, the very first two old albums that you have. I can't find it anywhere in the freaking
Adelante,
internet, bro. Yeah.
Adelante. Yeah, you're talking.
Adelante, I have that, bro.
That's
I'm
the first
talking
one.
about way back. Is
That's
that
the first one.
are you sure that's the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
96.
Okay, so 1996, and then
And
the second album was,
West Coast Latin Groove.
yeah, I couldn't find those two.
West Coast Latin Groove you can find on Amazon. We don't. I think you can stream. I
So when
believe.
they buy those albums, you don't get the money. You get it's all mono records, right? It's all copyrights, all right?
Um,
You get royalties still?
we get a little.
Okay, good.
I have a little bit in it.
Oh, good,
I
good,
know I
good.
do. So and not only that, we've fortunately, like on Seguimos, we were able to work out a deal with Carlos Santana where we did Maria Maria, and that turned out to be pretty. I'm not going to say lucrative, but it definitely it moved from Avance to actually Carlos performing it live.
Nice,
In
nice.
his own way, because
Yeah,
he would do the original and then it would go into our version live.
nice.
So I never got to see it, but Carl
Yeah,
told me that back when Jeff Cressman and Bill Ortiz, he had the horn section. They would go into that into that whole salsa section, and
yeah,
Carl was singing my parts. So I was like, oh man,
dude.
I wish there was a video of that. So
Now I know you have. I know your passion is music, but I also know that you always have a backup career there. You own a company, and you get contracted when some of this corporate contracts where you install all their IT and computers and stuff. How are you doing with that?
well, I don't do that. And I mean that back in the day that was my kind of my early time. How long
Yeah,
ago was that? Must have been like 2002 or something like that.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a network infrastructure engineer. So
Got
now
it.
what I do IT support for C executives.
Yeah.
So I'm working for a company. So I'm still doing all those kinds of things, but for a specific group, for a specific company.
Okay.
I've been
So
doing that.
it's more stable as
Oh,
it
for sure. Yeah,
stable.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So, if right now I'm working at a biotech company and they're doing great, and they're really actually very instrumental in a lot of the COVID stuff that's happening right now in terms of vaccine testing and genome testing for that.
I
So
mean, brother, how's the music industry and how are the musicians doing? Because some of them do this full time, and if there's
it's
no
tough.
gig, yeah, I mean, I
It's
feel bad for
really
them.
really tough. Only because obviously, especially if there is no backup and this is all you do. Whether it's studio work, everything is being, a good friend of mine, Tony Sukar, he got COVID.
Oh
You
my.
know, he was still working, and unfortunately, it wasn't because he necessarily didn't take precautions, but what I do, what I tend to see is that a lot of Latinos, their bravado, their machismo.
Not gonna wear a mask, man.
Or no, they start with the mask, but it's like, nah, man, it's all good. And then, bam, And I think some of that's part of it. But
Yeah,
when you're in a studio, you're in an enclosed situation. Eventually, it only takes one person,
absolutely.
and that's what happened. And so a lot of people are really terrified of that, especially you have musicians that don't have health coverage. you know
And,
uh
they're of age already.
yeah, some of them, yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
um what do you call it? The funny thing is, on Sunday we had our first Pacific Mambo Orchestra rehearsal,
Yeah.
because we have gigs coming in 2021.
PMO, bro. PMO. I gotta give Christian credit, but I gotta give you guys credit because without you, badass musicians from the Bay, I
Mhm.
don't think that album would ever win a Grammy. Christian might hate me for it, but that's just the fact, man. That's
Well,
just
no,
the
it's
fact.
definitely a
Yeah.
collaboration,
Yeah.
and no, and again, again, the Grammy is also part of you. There's just a promotion machine that has to happen.
Absolutely.
You have to have people hear you. If they don't hear you, you have no chance.
Yeah.
So, and that's a lot of work. And right now, I think we'll find out either next week or I think next week if we get a Grammy nomination for this latest album.
And you guys are very strict on the numbers of band members on stage, correct?
Well, Pacific Mambo has a hybrid of 8 if needed for smaller things. I think it's 8. Yeah. Or yeah, a 10. I'm sorry, 10 piece versus the 20 to 21 piece. And actually it's they've done a really good job of keeping that, again, like with Avance, you know, the quality is in what you put to it and who you the consistency of your staff, right? And so they've been pretty good.
One of the great thing I appreciated about Avance with you guys is whenever you guys are in a gig, and you guys played for me many times at Allegro. You played for me on my second bachata festival in downtown San Francisco, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
You guys were in the second floor. We were in third.
Yeah, that's right.
Bachata was in third. Salsa was in the second floor and hosted by Salsa Crazy at that time. But one thing that I've always appreciated about you guys is, you know, you can go in 3 sets or 2 sets. You sing your own songs, dude. And that's what I like because, like, no, you want to hear the other songs, just play the DJ stuff, you know.
Well, we've had arguments. We've had people come up to us. Oh, can you play so and so from Mark Anthony? And I would go,
hell no.
I would go, no.
Hell no. Come on,
see that guy over there? Go ask him.
Yeah,
you guys hired Avance. This is what you're gonna get, and this
is what I always tell people. It's not a lot of people that does not appreciate Avance because they're very draconian about their type of dancing on two and all that stuff. And what they don't appreciate is that's rare in the Bay Area, where we have a salsa band, where they could play all night with their own songs, dude.
Well, and not only that. I mean, if you were in the early days, you know, a lot of people, it was kind of there was an interaction that was going on where, you know, the band would play, at least with us, we'd give out an energy and the crowd would reciprocate that. Oh, yeah. And it just got bigger and bigger and got more fun and got more energy. I mean, we were like, by the time we were done, both the dancers and we left it all there. And it was just like, that was so much fun. I can't do it again tomorrow, but we did it, you know. But it was one of those things where, as the years went by, there was more of a disconnection, more and more and more. And you and I have had this conversation before, where it was now becoming, you know, a very individually based outing for a lot of dancers. Yeah. And I caught that, and I honestly resented it because I felt that, as much as the DJ and with the band itself, the whole idea is to get you guys to stop looking at your feet for a second. Yeah. Look up, listen, appreciate what's in front of you, because you can do that in your living room all day or go to a class or do something. It's not a class now. You're at the club. Let's go. Let's interact. Let's have that communication. Let's have that intimacy, for lack of a better term, right? Yeah. And that seemed to just, everyone's prerequisites for what they needed came before any of that. You know? And
that's what I like whenever I work with you guys, because when I work with you guys, I would see totally different
crowd.
Yeah, it's not the usual crowd you see every week. You know what I mean? And I love that, because that's what it is supposed to be. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of, oh, I want to go to that place. Oh man, there's only 2 people there. I don't like that, dude.
No, we lost a lot of fans, and we thought we lost them. They just decided, well, we don't want to go to there because it's become very snobby. If I don't dance like them, no one wants to dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know, and that became, so when we started doing festivals and we're like, holy shit, there's hella people here.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
have you been? That was the response we got. It was like, we wait for you guys to do like somewhere where we can just go and, you know, we don't have to wear a certain type of shoe. We don't have to, you know, look a certain way or dance a certain way. We just came and watched you guys and danced while you guys did your thing.
Yeah.
And that for us was our energy, because, you know, we did a whole, you know, we prided ourselves in doing, you know, shows. Like there was a whole, we were doing shows, we were doing choreography, we were doing a bunch of things that was meant to get the crowd to look at the stage,
Yeah.
you know, and participate, you know.
Let's talk more about Cordoba, because I'm curious about it, and I know you have planned for a band. You already have that. You'll have that plan. If it's not for 2020 pandemic, you probably have done it already, you guys. You know, but any video music coming up?
Yes. So I'm currently working on some production stuff for what's going to be a live stream, which is I haven't yet set a time for it yet, but what it's going to be is probably going to be about an hour live performance of everything, even doing some salsa stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be done in a real, how would I say? I want it to be, if this is my first shot, I want it to be done in a very professional, very just in a way where people can appreciate it. It's going to be, you know, obviously donation based. It's free to watch, but you know, if anyone can donate something for the band members and the production, and obviously that'll be indicated. But it's going to go basically. It's my introduction. The band, it consists of Carl, also Eric Peralta, he's going to be my musical director, Vivica Hawkins, Solace Longi, which are not from the salsa scene whatsoever.
Yeah, that's good.
They've sung with the Jazz Mafia,
Okay.
and other groups, R&B groups as well. On drums, Daniel Rodriguez from LA. He's a amazing drummer, Cuban drummer. And also Ernesto on bass, from Charanga Habanera and Avance. And Dave Scholl, who's played with Spearhead, a bunch of other Los Mocosos as well on guitar. It's going to be something. It's going to be one full show. You know, in 1 hour, and we're gonna. Right now, what we're gonna be doing is we're doing a pre-production interview stuff, so we can have some more in-depth. The way I'm looking at it, the way it's starting to form is more of like almost like a PBS special.
Good.
So it will have interactive things where, you know, people can you know, get more information about like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And have an insight from the band itself.
Cool.
You know? So, and a lot of background or behind the scenes stuff as well. That's all being put together. And then the live performance is still, I was thinking of doing it sometime in December, but then I thought, you know what, with the holidays and all that, I really want this to be more of a turning of the page of 2020. So I'm looking more like a New Year's Day or New Year's Day week, somewhere in there, so that it's something new to look forward to.
Good.
So
You already have a fan page everywhere, right?
A fan page.
You gotta have a fan page.
I've had some. You know, the thing is, my main social media where I kind of live more than anything is Instagram. My followers, I've been blessed. You know, right now it's not a million followers, but it's like, you know, it's like over 20K.
That's good.
So it's a good. They've stayed loyal.
Yeah.
Even in this year where it's been kind of hard to, like, again, I'm not 15 years old. I can't, you know, hey, I'm having a sandwich. Hey, I'm doing this.
Oh no, you're not. No, you're not.
But you'd be surprised, you know. There's a certain amount of there's an extra amount of vanity one has to have to be able to do that on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I'm not that person. I try, but you know, when I look and I go, man, how old am I? those are questions that
Yeah.
as a I'm almost 50.
Mm.
Where I gotta look at that and say, I have kids that look at me. Are they laughing at me, or are they respecting me? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
there's a fine line, and I definitely do look to other examples like Mark Anthony, or I'll look to Babyface, or other people along my age, and
Yeah.
what they're doing and how they're doing. But to kind of go in it and start looking at it, see, I'm Maluma. No, it's not happening. That's
No,
a
it's
whole different.
just be yourself, man.
Well,
Like,
no, exactly. No, well, I'm talking about in terms of strategy.
yeah,
I'm
like
not
the
gonna
video
sit.
that you post on Facebook, like, hey, we're about to do the recording here, blah blah blah. It's like, oh,
Yeah, no,
fuck,
yeah,
dude.
exactly.
It's
Now, I'm
like,
not gonna
fuck.
sit in front of a car I don't own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's in front of a Testarossa, which I would know.
Which
No,
is
I'm not
not
gonna.
yours.
No, it's not exactly.
Motherfuckers.
And it's not. You have to, because you do have to look at, okay, well, what's trending? How's it work? Okay, Nicky Jam's a little more my age. Okay, but okay, he does have money. He does have a
Yeah.
G-Wagon. He does have a Ferrari. I'm not doing that. So how do I make my identity relevant?
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of where it comes down to. And
A lot of it, a lot of this thing that gets popular is a snippet of the things that you do. It has to be certain. You have to cut it in certain time, not like podcasts like this for an hour. It takes
right,
time for them. And this is why sometimes my views for the first post, I only get 500, but wait for about a week and you shoot up to like
yeah,
3,000,
yeah,
5,000. Because the podcast is meant to be like a book.
right, right,
Now you
right.
have to listen to it, which is now the things that are getting popular, because some people now, instead of getting Nook, which is the recorded book, they
Uh-huh,
like
uh-huh.
they like the video more, because people like you can be real, and they could actually know that it's almost like interacting with you, which is the thing that I discovered, because I didn't know about podcasts, until I watched Joe Rogan. And I didn't know Joe Rogan is fucking intelligent,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I love
So,
Joe Rogan.
oh
I mean,
my
I
God.
don't agree in everything he says, but I
Sure.
agree. I agree in a lot of what he says too. So, you
And
know,
sometimes it surprises me, the knowledge he has. It's like, what the fuck.
yeah, yeah.
So those are, interests. Like another one of my favorites is Valuetainment, where he interviews all of these former mafia people. Oh shit, man.
Well, I haven't heard
Pretty
of
good.
that one. Oh, I
Pretty
gotta check
good,
that one
bro.
out. I
Pretty
gotta check
good.
that one
So
out.
yeah, no, so when I started 2 months ago, I was getting views like 100, 50. And then I'm getting more subscribers. As I get more subscribers, and it's getting known because, like sex and steroids and all of this, the subject that I do.
Yeah, yeah,
If my plan was just to target this salsa people here, then it looks like this. I
yeah.
wanted to
No, no,
just
no.
about everything. And so
Everything. Yeah,
now
yeah,
it's really getting there.
yeah, yeah.
And that's the whole idea. Because at least as an old man, that's what I can do.
In quarantine.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you have this Cordoba, and you're not giving up your passion, man. I look forward to it, because
And I'll send you the tracks.
send it to me,
I'll
man.
send you all that stuff. Send you all the links so
I'll
that
give
maybe.
you, yes, send me all the links, because when I search Armando Cordova Jr.,
Yeah, no, you're not gonna find it that way.
yeah, so
Yeah.
when I search Avance, it's another band,
There's
believe it or
many
not.
of them.
Yeah,
There's many of them. That's the
plenty of them.
yeah.
So,
You have to.
so
The way I would search it is, if you're gonna do Avance, put a song next to it.
I see, like Sinti or something,
CT,
right?
and then
Yeah.
you'll get the whole. Because I know on Spotify, it's there on Spotify for sure.
So you being in the Cordoba, quote unquote, when you have gigs, can you still sing some Avance song? Or is
Um, it's funny that you say that, because I'm currently doing another version, an acoustic version of
okay.
Dime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, and
That's
because
one
that
of the
was
classic, yeah.
a lot of those songs were ballads to begin with.
Yes. Yes,
Scene D
indeed.
is a ballad. I've
Yes,
never
indeed.
sung it as a ballad, and
Yes.
those are kind of the songs that I've been looking at, and I definitely cherish and value that whole Avance thing. I mean, it's who I am, you know.
It's your voice, dude.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is about, you know, when it's a particular song,
Yeah.
you've heard it for so many years in a certain way, you definitely, you know, it's hard to disconnect that and then create something different and not think of
I
Avance,
know.
right? You know,
Yeah.
so you know, I'm definitely. I was talking to Lewis the other day, and we talked about doing an homage
Oh
to
yeah.
some of the Avance tunes,
Well,
but
that's kind of nice. Yeah.
do them in a completely different way.
That's
You
a good
know,
idea.
so
Yeah.
it's definitely a project we've been talking about.
Good. Good.
But yeah, no, I actually, you know, I'm on the set list. I have Overjoyed as one of the songs as well that I'll be doing live as well.
And you would still be playing with PMO, is that correct?
Yeah, PMO is still. PMO, if anything, is now my Latin tropical band that my primary now. You know, that's the other thing. You know, Avance PMO is a specific kind of meal, for lack of a better term.
Sure.
You know, and it's a more of an acquired taste, and there are more people that pay more. That
absolutely.
That there's a broader base for it.
Yeah.
And there's more travel, there's more, and it's just more Christian.
You guys played in Tunisia, right?
We played in Montreux in Switzerland, and
that's awesome, man.
We've already been asked. We've already been booked. We'll be headlining with Los Van Van in France.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think it's Los Van Van and some other. I'm trying to remember who else it is, but it's another big name, which I'm excited about. We were supposed to do it this year, but it got canceled. So already we have shows in Atlanta, Tucson, like I said, France, Italy. So that's just the machine that's doing more.
Good.
And that gives me an opportunity also to kind of broaden my network of people that I get to know for my own stuff as well. So there's definitely value there. You know, there was a time where Avance had an opportunity to be that, but you know, like all.
By the way, you lost a lot of weight. What did you do, dude?
Bro.
Because I've seen you 3 years ago, dude. Come on.
No. Oh. So you know what I'm doing? So I got a Peloton.
All right.
That's one.
All right.
I'm also I've been doing like body cleanses. You know.
Oh, detoxifying, yeah.
Yeah, detoxifying. And the last one I did, I think I did it was a 20-day raw green.
Whoa, really?
Dude, I ate some shit that I'll never eat again. But I ate some stuff that I went, oh, I like this. Let me incorporate it into my you know, the way I eat.
Yeah.
I'm just a little more conscious about it. And if I fuck around and eat something I shouldn't, I make sure that I get back on that Peloton and do an hour or an hour and 20 or whatever, and get my calories, and also do a little bit of weights here and there.
Yeah.
But try to stay as active as possible. Even
that's the key.
You know,
that metabolism, you gotta keep it active because it will burn even when you're sleeping. You know. So
yeah. I mean, and then of course I didn't know this whole. If you ever look, it's called DHERB. I don't know if you've seen that. It's DHERB, and it's been on like Ellen and all that. And I tried it. It was $150, and it's a 20-day. I was taking 30 pills a day, and and what it did, it cleansed lymphatic, colon. It was like I think cardiovascular, everything. Abdomen, spleen, all those things.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And I lost in 20 days, I lost 16 pounds.
That's the most popular right now. All of this detoxification method, that's because some food that we eat, especially beef, okay, it stays there, dude.
I don't eat beef.
You don't, but certain food, it stays there, man.
Not really. When I do eat beef, it's bad. But for the most part, I'm turkey chicken.
Chicken goes through.
Yeah, I mean, and I've also I love keto bread.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
So you know, I'll do that. Sometimes I'll have a Dave's, you know, the smaller, the ones with all the multigrain.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't have like the regular bread. I try to stay away from bread. Drink a lot of water.
That's funny. I'm into bread now because I'm trying to give up rice, dude. I mean,
Cauliflower.
I'm Filipino, man. It's hard for
I
me
know.
to give up
You don't
rice.
have to tell me. I'm married to one.
Shit, bro.
Yeah. No, a cauliflower rice.
Are they good?
Look, this is what I tell my wife, because she's like, how would I say?
Your wife can never eat brown rice, man. She would throw it up.
No shit. No shit. You're absolutely telling the truth. And the thing is that, you know, when I would have the conversations, hey, let's try and do this as a family. And it's like, nope. I said, look, don't look at it as replacing rice.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be rice. So if your mentality is like, this better taste like my rice, you're going to lose. You're going to lose every time.
But
It's
the
just
thing you need to understand, bro, is rice for us, this is the fucking meal for us, man.
No, I know,
Everything else is secondary.
For us, it's rice and beans.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I still have it, but the majority of the time I'll either have like a quinoa brown rice combination.
Yeah.
Or like I said, the cauliflower rice. Like when I have pizza, it's on cauliflower.
I see.
You know, so I've learned to like it. So if I can put salami on it, shit, I'm for it. You know, or pepperoni. You know, as long as the bread is not, the bread is what swells you.
Yeah.
You know, so if I can stay away from that stuff, then I'm in a better situation. But I do know, you know, with age, you can't. When you slip, you can slip. And
when you slip, it's hard. It's kind of hard to get back. So
right.
So you have to get that mentality as like, I can't slip now because, man, it's gonna be hard work again. You know.
Yeah. If you stay on that kind of, you know, that kind of psych or routine.
Yeah.
You know. And I've found I don't know if you've heard of this before, black bean pasta.
Black bean pasta, really?
All protein, no carbs.
Huh.
And it has a really, for me, the consistency was good enough for me to say, I'll have this as a pasta. There's also butternut squash pasta.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And then there's zoodles, right?
Oh,
zucchini that are, you know, but that's just zucchini. They try to pass it off as pasta is stupid. But
which is cool because I like it, because even McDonald's coming up with plant-based burgers, dude. You know?
See, here's the thing with that. I love that. I'll eat that. But what I'll do is I'll go, let me get one. They always stop when I say, can I have bacon and cheese with it, please? They're like, wait a minute, you're getting the plant-based one, right? Yeah, put the bacon and cheese on it.
That's hilarious, man. That's what I do. That's my cheat meal. Either I go to McDonald's and get a quarter pounder, or go to In-N-Out and get a 3x2.
Is that animal style?
3 patties, 2 cheese.
That animal style? I think it's called animal style.
Animal style, dude.
Animal style with the protein.
Yeah.
No bun. Yeah,
I frequently lift weights now. I'm trying to get back to bodybuilding, and I'm like almost 200 pounds now, bro.
And
I started.
That's gaining weight, right?
Yeah, gaining muscle. I started 175 pounds. I started 175. That was during the pandemic, February. Now I'm 200 pounds. Once I get to 205, I'll stay there for a while, and then I'm gonna diet down back to 175. Then I would really look good by that time already.
So you're talking about shredding?
Yeah, shredding.
Okay, yeah. See, that's been the hardest thing for me.
Shredding is hard, bro. But gaining is also hard, dude.
Not for me.
Certain body type. Because I think you are probably mesomorph. I'm much more of a endomorph. Ectomorph are the motherfuckers who eat whatever they want and they don't get fat. Those are
lots of them. Yeah,
I'm like a combination of meso and endo, where I could go either way. I could get fat if I were. I could get fat, or if I want to get skinny, I just have to be the key here, bro, is consistency, man.
Right,
If
right,
you're
right.
only consistent, then it's
Yeah.
great, you know.
Well, for
So
me, it's funny that you said like when people have told me, "Oh, you lost weight." For me, I don't see it, and the thing is, where I look for it is here. That's where I look.
well, this is genetics, dude. I will always be like this, bro. I will have fucking six pack. I'm still gonna have it's genetics, dude.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because I've seen you, like I said, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, dude. I could tell when you were dancing, you were breathing hard already.
Yeah, and I think my heaviest I was at almost 260,
How tall are you?
about a little under 5'4".
Yeah,
5'3", 5'4".
yeah.
And now I'm at like 211.
Yeah, but I've seen you, like your workout videos are like, all right, he's getting it, so that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. No, there was a time where I had a personal trainer, and she got me down all the way to, I think I got a 190,
Cool.
197 or something like that.
It felt good, like taking off that weight, though, dude. Like it feels light, right?
It did, but you know what? I did it for my photo shoot.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you look good in those photo shoots.
Right after the photo shoot,
promo,
I went to
dude.
McDonald's, dude. I ate McDonald's and like,
Especially that hair where you dyed it and
Yeah.
then you put it out like
yeah.
That's good. So, brother, where can they find you? Whether you said you mentioned Instagram. What's the address? Armando Cordova Jr.
No, Cordoba Music.
Cordoba Music in Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, and in Facebook, Armando Cordova Jr.
That's the Armando Cordova Jr. is my personal page. My music page is Cordoba Project.
Cordoba Project, and
That's where you'll get, and that's completely connected to my Instagram. So anything on my Instagram.
You have a website now.
It's cordobamusica.com.
Cordobamusica.com. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Bro, it's been great. I like this podcast because we get to chat and talk about all the time.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
And new shit, you know. So I love it, man. And I'm gonna post this today, and you know, keep me updated.
Yeah, bro. I'll send you all the stuff. So
hopefully after this pandemic, man, I mean, we can work again, you know. So I'm excited about this new stuff you have. So
I'll send you information on that as well.
All right, brother. Good talking to you.
You take care of yourself, man. All right, man. Take care.